My goal for January was to build more real grade Gunpla, and I started the year with this guy right here, the RX 78-2 1.0, and you can watch this video to get my thoughts on that. But long story short, I wasn't really the biggest fan, so before I decided to just dive headfirst into another real grade, I decided to do a little research, dig a little deep, and see what people thought were some of the best real grades out there. I got some results like the Epion, the Sazabi, but the one I settled on, at least for now, is right here, the Nu Gundam. And I've seen people say that this is one of their favorite kits of all time, not just real grades, of all Gunpla. So obviously I have some really high expectations for this kit. Let's dive in and see if it meets those expectations, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss content just like this. Okay, here's the Nu Gundam straight out of the box. No panel lining, detailing, stickers. The only sticker I did was the eye visor sticker. And honestly, it doesn't even need any of the extra details. Like, just look at this guy. Look at all of the detail, the pre-molded detail on all these pieces. It looks so good from afar, from up close. There's not as much differential whites as I would have liked, like I saw on the RX 78-1. Still really nice. Another thing that's really nice is this stuff right here. These kind of moving pieces that are all over this kit. There's the stuff you saw there in the knee, the skirting. I don't know exactly what it's for, but it goes out like this and can kind of pop back into place. Not sure why, but it's cool. Moving pieces are always cool. And of course, you can't have a real grade without having the movable cockpit on the inside. It would be nice if there was a little more detail, but of course, with how small it is, I can't complain too much. Just having the sliding door is honestly cool enough. And then one thing that's, I guess, hard to really show, but there is almost no nub marks anywhere on this guy, and that's because almost every piece of the armor is undergated. I don't think I've ever had a undergated piece before, but basically, whenever you're nipping it off the runners, there's like an extra little bit of mold, I guess you would call that, on each piece to help make sure that none of it is out on the front or the side. Here on the thigh armor a little bit, you can kind of see just a little bit of one that I missed there on the inside. It's very small, very minute, and it's on the inside, so it's not even very visible unless you're looking for that. So very, very nice. Makes this kit so good looking and doesn't take near as much work as some of the other like high grades or anything I've done, where this one just good straight out of the box. And it even has some pretty good back detail. I'm just not one to worry about what's back there, but it looks pretty dang clean. Okay, nice. So as far as looks, it's already holding up its weight. I really like the design of the Nu Gundam in the anime anyways, and I really like how it's transformed here in the real grade form. I know some people have some gripes with the head, the mouth, whatever, the mouth area, I don't know what you would call that, saying it's not as long as it should be, but I really like how it turned out in the art and the real grade design here. Let's see if we can keep this momentum going. Let's see what else comes in the box. So besides the kit itself, you're going to get the kind of basic assortment of weapons that you're going to get with most Gundam, I feel like, and that's going to be your beam rifle, beam saber. This one does come with a bazooka and shield, a couple extra set of hands, but these things right here are the difference maker in this kit. These are the funnels for the new type. I have the entry grade that doesn't come with these, so I was really interested to see how these would go on. And they've got these weird snapping pieces to hold them together. They don't feel super secure, but they've held up perfectly fine. But these funnels are meant to snap off and then kind of fly out and attack the enemy. I know there's like an accessory pack or something to where you can have these standing next to the Gundam while it's up, but honestly they look really cool and they look really good connected. My only issue with that is I thought that maybe, with all this extra weight that they weren't going to be able to, or the kit wouldn't be able to properly stand, but luckily I've had zero issue with that. It holds the weight pretty well and honestly does make this kit just that much more striking. Even from the back, again, just all this extra detail everywhere just makes this kit so much of a looker. And people were saying that the build on these was kind of annoying. I didn't have any issue with them. I get there's a lot, but the only part I did find annoying was taking this thing off. It's the same clip that kind of holds the rest of them all together. And it just feels a little wobbly, but I don't know, it's holding fine, so maybe that's just me. If you saw my short about having too many extra hands or just too many extras period, you'll understand why I like this kit. So many hands. I mean, look, I've got them all on their weapons already. That's 2 right there. That's 3, and it comes with 2 extra closed fist hands already. I like having extra hands. I know that made it seem like a weird thing, but you never know what kind of poses you want to put your Gunpla in, and a lot of these real grades, I think they have the same ball joint connector, so I can go from one kit to another, so that's a big win in my book. Now let's see if we can walk the walk. Let's check out its poses and articulation.
So we'll start up here at the arm. Let's go ahead and see if we can get that full 360 arm spin around. Looks like we definitely can. And of course, you're going to get the extra 360 spin there, I guess, at the arm itself and at the elbow. Luckily, there's no real arm or anything in the way, so this thing can go pretty much all the way flat, almost flush completely. If you need it to go all the way, it can. I don't know why you would go all the way up like that, but it definitely can. See, just barely hits that shoulder armor there, just barely. So you're gonna get a lot of movement there in the arm. In the wrist, just a simple ball joint, so you're gonna get the spin there. Nothing extra, nothing too crazy, but as far as an arm goes, it's really all you need. Next up then, we'll move over to the head, and as you can see, there's actually, I didn't realize this when I built it, but it's kind of a piece that moves up and down with the head, giving it just a little bit more movement than you would have if it was just the knob on the head. So that's nice, and then of course you're gonna get the full 360 head spin, nothing getting in the way of that. At the torso, it's again just held on by a single peg, so you're gonna get a full movement on there. There's a little bit of ab crunch, I forgot to get a shot of it, but the ab does crunch a little bit. As far as the legs, the skirting does get in the way a little bit, but not a lot, honestly, because you're going to be able to get some pretty high kicks. And as far as leg and knee movement, you're going to be able to bend pretty much all the way for that. In fact, you're going to be able to get a lot of movement in the legs, so much so that you can hit the splits pretty darn easily, I'd say. Yeah. I mean, look at this. This is a full-on splits. I know a lot of kids, they definitely can't hit this. So you're going to be able to get a lot of movement to be able to hit a lot of different poses with those legs. Another thing that's going to help with that is the moving hip joint. I didn't do this right in the video. You don't have to take the legs completely off, but basically the hips can drop down to make the kit stand even taller and give your legs even more movement, more range of movement, I should say. But I don't know why I did it this way. I took the whole leg off. All that is, there's a little flap on the bottom that you have to open up. Let's see. No, I don't do it there yet. So yeah, I get both these legs off. And then basically you're gonna, this little flap right down here at the bottom, you're gonna open that up. Let's see. Yep, there it is. You're gonna open that up so that way the hips can drop down, just like so. And whenever those drop down, your legs are gonna have a lot more range of movement. And I didn't do it here again, I don't know why, but you wanna close that back up so that way it locks into place there. Kind of hard to see, but he's definitely standing about a whole head taller than he normally would. Over to poses now, and this guy again, just the looks on this guy are so crazy. This is just one of your basic action standard poses, nothing too crazy, but looks pretty good. Again, you can use the leg movement to your advantage to get him to stand in some, not anything crazy ways that some other kids wouldn't be able to do. But just like any other kid, getting them up on a stand obviously is going to add a whole new variety of poses you can hit. I didn't try anything too crazy. I just tried some different ones that kind of showed off the kit in its fullest. like this one right here, I will say was a little crazy, going in for, I guess, like a cannonball. I don't know, maybe he's just entering Earth's orbit. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments, what do you think he's actually doing here? But like I said, he can get some really wide range of movements here, and this is going to be an awesome kit once I finally get it up on the shelf.
Okay, so as you saw, this skate can pose up a storm, striking nearly every pose you want with almost nothing in the way of anything hindering its movement. Even the skirts, they flap up pretty high up, so you can get some really nice high kicks. I'm really liking this kit so far. Now let's see how this compares to some of the other kits I've got.
Okay, so we've got the real grade on the left and the entry grade on the right, and as you can see, they both stand about the same, but there's a lot of difference in the details. Next up, here it is against the Mark II, the first real grade I built, and the size difference, it's insane with this and with the RX 78-2 1.0. It's crazy just how much bigger this is. I know that's canonically it's that much taller, but look at this thing. It's a whole head and shoulders better than the 1.0, both literally and figuratively. I mean, this is crazy. I will say, I don't know if it's personal preference or not, but there's just something about the way that Mark II looks that not a lot of other kits really get close to. Nothing against this kit at all, but I just can't get over the size. It's crazy.
Okay, truth be told, this might be my first kit ever that I've had zero gripes with at all. From the build, from the design, to the posability, everything about this kit is a masterpiece. It's kind of insane. Throughout the entire process, I just had a big smile on my face, and this is what I imagined all Gundam should be like. I don't know what more you could ask for out of a kit. Like, this just does it all. It's kind of crazy. And after putting this kit together, I now understand why people have so many gripes with this kit, because it's night and day. If you would have told me that both of these were from the same line, I would think you're joking. If I didn't know anything about Gunpla, I would not assume that this and this are both real grades, because this is crazy, and this, not so much. And so this is a no-brainer for me. This gets 5 out of 5 Zagox. Also, if we can still figure out a better rating system, please let me know. With that being said, we're not done. No, we're not done with this kit at all, because I also posted a short when I got this kit saying that I would customize it with whatever the top comment was, and it looks like the winner is this one right here. We're going to be painting this guy Char Aznavour colors, and so I've got some different ideas for it. But make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss that, because I'm going to be posting some videos along the way, because it's going to be a lengthy process. I really want to make this one look good. I want to make this one deserving. I wanted to give it a deserving paint job for as amazing of a kit as this is. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys are ready to follow along for this journey. I'm happy to have you here. Either way, have a great day. Peace. And so this is a no-brainer for me. This gets 5 out of 5 Zagox. Also, if we can still figure out a better rating system, please let me know.